Be good for the meeting after.
All right, it is 6 o'clock. It is Tuesday, January 2nd, 2024. We'll call our meeting to order and begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next, we'll have the roll call.
Simonson,
Yes.
Rickerl,
Yes.
Lyon,
Yes.
Collister.
Yes.
Coolman, Ehlinger. Yes. Bennett.
Yes.
All right, do we have a motion for approval of tonight's agenda?
So moved.
Motion by Collister,
Second.
seconded by Ehlinger. And if we have no discussion, take the roll.
Rickerl,
Yes.
Lyon,
Yes.
Collister.
Yes.
Ehlinger. Yes. Bennett.
Yes.
Simonson.
Yes.
Okay, we have no presentations for this evening and no public hearings, so we'll move on to the consent agenda, which consists of the minutes of our December 18th, 2023 regular city council meeting, bills payable through January 2nd, 2024, in the amount of $68,122.73, approval of the 2024 annual schedule of meetings, the appointment of Carolyn Ehlinger as a council representative on the Airport Commission, the appointment of Ginger Bennett as a council representative to the Property Maintenance Board, the appointment of Dick Rickerl to the Public Works Committee, the appointment of Ginger Bennett to the Parks and Rec Committee, the appointment of Ginger Bennett to the Parks Board, the appointment of Josh Collister as Mayor Pro-Tem, the reappointment of John Williams to the Airport Commission, the reappointment of Mark Beck, Robert Koranda to the Building Code of Appeals, reappointment of Josh Reichs and Kelly Gerlach to the Downtown Incentives Committee, the reappointment of Chris Gokel to the Parks Board, the reappointment of Steve Giesel and Chris Ehrig to the Property Maintenance Board, the reappointment of Elaine Edwards to the Tree Board, the reappointment of Megan Anderson to the Utilities Board of Trustees, and the reappointment of Jenny Wilcox to the Zoning Board of Adjustment.
So moved.
A motion by Collister, seconded by Ehlinger. Any discussion? Take the roll.
Lyon,
Yes.
Collister.
Yes.
Ehlinger. Yes. Bennett.
Yes.
Simonson.
Yes.
Rickerl.
Yes.
Okay, that passes. Now we move on to old business. Item A is ordinance number 1213, an ordinance granting to Interstate Power and Light Company and its successors and assigns a non-exclusive 25-year franchise to acquire, construct, erect, maintain, and operate an electric system in the city of Maquoketa, Iowa, and to furnish and sell electric energy to the city and its inhabitants, and requiring said company to pay franchise fee to the city of Maquoketa. And this is the third reading.
Thank you. I was just going to say thank you, Mayor and Council. I have nothing to add tonight. There's been no further public comment received by office staff on this.
Okay. We had a motion by Collister,
Second.
seconded by Lyon. If we have no discussion, take the roll.
Collister.
Yes.
Ehlinger. Yes. Bennett.
Yes.
Simonson.
Yes.
Rickerl.
Yes.
Lyon.
Yes.
Okay, that passes. We make it to new business. It's a resolution approving an agreement between the city of Maquoketa and the Maquoketa Municipal Electric Utility to apply to the requirements of section 364.24 and F and section 364.310 Iowa Code 2023.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. This is the absolute last step with this franchise fee adoption. This is different from the ordinance by way of a resolution agreement with MMEU. So now that everything has passed, their agreement needs to mirror substantially similar to what's in the private market at this point, and that's what's before you tonight. All the same details apply. It's already been signed off on by MMEU's board. It does collect a 5% franchise fee, and unless the council at a later time redirects franchise fee revenue, you won't have to hear me say those words again. So it's a good thing.
Okay.
So moved.
A motion by Collister,
Second.
seconded by Rickerl. If we have no discussion, take the roll.
Ehlinger. Yes. Bennett.
Yes.
Simonson.
Yes.
Rickerl.
Yes.
Lyon.
Yes.
Collister.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. Item B is a resolution approving software continued services agreement with Phoenix USA LLC for software services related to the city's utility meters. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. If you don't mind for just a minute, I'll explain a little bit about what's going on. But us and thousands of cities use this SET software to utilize some pretty high-tech cellular water metering devices. And SET, with the snap of a finger, is declaring bankruptcy. This has all occurred within the last month and a half, 2 months. And we're really not aware of anyone else that can compete in this market. And we waited some time thinking, boy, there should be someone to help out with these cellular devices and become a software partner, or someone will step forward on behalf of these endpoints and say, these are our preferred software vendors. And we were communicating with other Iowa cities about what they're doing. And it all kind of made sense once the internal leadership of SET said, hey, we found a new investor. It's a company called Phoenix now. It's going to be practically the same software. Unfortunately, on our end, we're going to get hit with that $1.10 per device. And so we're going to have to take a small hit on the water fund. The water fund does have resources, but don't be surprised at a later time if we're starting to have to introduce some fee recapture on this or raise water rates in some way related to this. That could happen, or like I said, some competitor could pop in and say, hey, we'll do it for 50 cents per meter, or we'll do it for free like we were getting before. I just don't know how that will occur yet. This is our only option right here, right now, in order to get actual consumption reads in the community.
Do we have a motion for this? Questions?
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion by Collister,
Second.
seconded by Ehlinger. If we have no more discussion, take the roll.
Bennett,
Yes.
Simonson,
Yes.
Rickerl,
Yes.
Lyon,
Yes.
Collister,
Yes.
Ehlinger,
Yes.
Okay, the motion passes. Item C is a resolution approving purchase of per-core equipment for the Maquoketa Area Family YMCA in the amount of $12,182.69.
Mayor, Council, I'll turn over to Scott here shortly. In short summary, Scott's got a CIP balance to replace equipment, really start to attract folks, especially with the new year coming in, and their head organization, the IMV, has a pretty sweet contract that's even better than the Sourcewell. And so he's got some funds, some equipment replacement needs there, and I'll turn it over to him for further on this. But this is in the amount of $12,182, just from our perspective. He does have it in his balances.
Very good. And specifically, the equipment, as noted, includes a flat bench, cable row machine, cable lat, pull-down machine, dip rack, adjustable pulley system, and quad tower. So it's referred to as the pre-core tower. So it's actually one machine where you can work all muscle groups in one circuit, which makes it quite nice. So as we look to add the free weights, which is the latest, greatest, is what people are looking for, we've identified this as really that next key piece that we need up on the wellness floor.
Where does this go, Scott? It's already cramped up there.
Yeah, where the Cybex, trying to think the name of it. I can't think of it.
There's
Anyway.
there's a cable machine on the north side of that partition. It's going to be in what would be the northeast corner of that room. And I happened to walk over there with Scott today and ask the very same question. I'm like, these are big pieces of equipment, pretty cool. They're very useful. They look very nice, but they are large. And Scott today sent over a couple items for Frank to add to a surplus list to have that go for resale here shortly. So it's something he's working towards. It's a question that I posed to Scott as well and challenged him with the idea that as soon as you would install this, or assuming you approve it, they're going to run out of space pretty quickly. So we've at least started that with Scott at the YMCA here, because it's getting pretty cramped.
Yeah, it's actually the Bravo machine we would use to where the plyo benches are, and then remove the two bikes from over there. So we should have, we will have room for them. We just have to do some moving around. Yeah, I don't really anticipate any other big pieces going in the free weight area. Most of the other stuff is pretty new, and we are limited on space. So,
Scott, do you get the ideas from your members or your board on what equipment to buy?
it's really kind of a combination. We also, with our corporate headquarters, they end up purchasing over a 3-year period. They purchase, well over $500,000 worth of equipment. That's how they get the pricing that they get. So they very much really stay on top of what the latest, greatest is, what do members want nationwide, what our YMCA is seeing. So a lot of times we'll go ahead and get that information from them. We'll get that information from YUSA, feed that to our board, run it by some of the members, but members always have their thoughts on what we need. But as we consider the feedback we've gotten, this machine really hits on all cylinders.
So moved. Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Collister, seconded by Lyon. Any discussion? And take the roll.
Simonson.
Yes.
Rickerl.
Yes.
Lyon.
Yes.
Collister.
Yes.
Ehlinger.
Yes.
Bennett.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes.
Very good, thank you.
Thanks, Scott. All right, we've made it to item 11, reports and communications. Do we have anything from any of the council members? If not, city manager?
Well, congrats on Councilwoman Bennett for your first.
Thank you.
Message to you today about the YMCA pool. You all should have received that. At some point this year, there will be a fix, and it was just painted on the pool shell. So that's being resolved within the 1-year warranty period. And based on Scott's programming, we hope that's in August when the pool's least used. But at some point, it'll probably be down for a month again. And so there will be some unhappy people, but it will be necessary to redo that pool shell fix.
I was gonna ask when Scott was up, why does this continue to happen? I mean, we paid this company big money to do this. We've done it ourselves.
Right.
And every year, we have the same goddamn issue with that thing. What is going on?
You sent an email?
I did.
He did this morning.
I don't believe I got one.
And I
So-
see you think it's the power washing or this, but I mean, is there something wrong with that pool when it was installed that we continue, is there water leaking underneath it? What is causing that thing to flake all the time?
When you prep it, when you sandblast or any prep, if you miss any spots at all and it allows for water to go underneath, it'll just continue to migrate is what'll continue to happen. Because initially we just saw a couple little spider webs, and which didn't make us happy whatsoever. But then within a week we had major peeling, and then the picture that you guys saw. And as we look at the rest of the pool, we're not seeing that. We're just seeing it that one particular area. So that's where my mind goes. And as we look at the prep time, as we look at the time that we let it rest before we filled it, I mean, we actually allowed more time than what the paint company requires. Yeah, we thought we had a good job, but yeah, and then the grates weren't put down properly, so then we had to be down for a week. And now we'll look to resolve this with the contractor, but
When they take this down this time and they drain it again, are they just gonna section that part off and just work that certain area? Or will they redo the whole pool again? What's gonna happen there? Like, what's their warranty on
I
that?
think that's part of the conversation. I mean, like I said, we're not seeing any other issues other than that one area. So it is possible to go ahead and drain it to where the zero depth area has no water, long as we don't get too much junk in the other water that would be standing. I would think we could go ahead and do that. But I want to talk with them about that and kind of see. I mean, really more the permanent solution. It was one of the things we had to cut out of the initial project was tiling the pool. So if we had tiled it initially, we wouldn't be painting it on an ongoing basis, and we wouldn't have had to take it down yet. Now I was talking with Karen Breitbach, and she said, "Really, Scott, you're looking at probably $250,000 if you're going to tile that pool now." So once again, that's a ballpark figure. So, but that could be something as we look at potential long-term solutions. Even when you paint a pool, if they do it and they do it right, 7, maybe you get 8 or 9 years out of it, and then you got to go back and do it again. It's just a recurring thing.
I understand a cycle, but man, this
Yeah.
is every year. I mean, you know how many calls I'm gonna get on this? I mean, you
Oh,
know
I
that
know.
crowd that's gonna call, and it's gonna, I mean, you just run out of excuses for this every time. Like,
Yeah, it's
worse for
certainly-
you than it is for me, I get it, but it's frustrating.
What are options to use a different company to do this? Once this repair goes through and it's covered under warranty, if the problem arises again, after that warranty's expired, what are the choices? Are there choices for other companies that could actually do it and maybe offer a longer warranty?
Yeah, we had, we only had 2 companies that bid it. In talking with other Y directors in the state of Iowa, what they're finding is, like, you get out to western Iowa, there aren't even contractors anymore that will do it. You look down at Splash Landing down in Bettendorf, all the issues they had down there, they weren't even able to open. And that's why contractors are getting out of it, because like with this, you sandblast an entire pool, you get one area where you didn't get it well enough and you get water underneath, you have to drain the whole thing and redo it. This isn't like I missed a spot on a wall. So that's the problem you run into. We were able to identify 3 companies on eastern Iowa that did the sandblasting and the painting of the pools, the pool shells. So there aren't that many companies that do it anymore. I think it really is the exposure. It's very time consuming, but that's just what we found.
Will this fix restart the year warranty, or will we just be riding it out till the year is up currently?
I don't know the answer to that yet. I mean, Scott was meeting with the company manager, was it today or
The
sometime
4th.
soon? The
So
4th?
on Thursday.
Okay. Yeah, and to answer your question, we're under a contract warranty period. We might have to revisit it in a few years, assuming it lasts that long. And then we'll,
What time is that meeting, Scott?
Waiting to hear. We had just set the day, but hadn't set a time yet, so we should hear back pretty soon.
this is all CDBG related too, which is why ECIA is involved with this, which is part of that message to you.
So who's ultimately does the inspection on this to say that this sandblasting is good enough for us to go ahead and put our painting on there?
Well,
Is that with the painting company, or is that with the sandblasting company, or a third party?
since it's part of CDBG, you mean, I would have gone in there with Dan from ECIA and really gone through, and we were getting all of our chemicals through ACO, which is an Iowa-based company, provides chemicals, provides expertise in the pool realm. They actually used to do pool painting. And I had their gentleman who come in, and he has been doing painting pools for 27 years. And I asked him to come in and double check the work. And he took a look and he said, yeah, he says, it looks like a good job. So, once again, all it takes is just one area where it's just not, you don't rough it up quite enough. You don't get the level of adhesion that you need. And yeah, and then we're at where we're at.
At least it's covered this time.
Yeah.
I would like to see a recoup on the water or whatever.
We will.
Same with the chemical that it would cost, Anyway,
Yeah, that will definitely be part of the discussion. Just like when we had the grade issue.
I'd almost like to be at that meeting, so if you find a time, you can let me know. Otherwise, I can sit at the Y all day if I have to.
Yeah, we'll go upstairs and lift until he gets there.
Okay, is there anything else for Scott? All right, thanks, man.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you. Anything else, Josh?
No, that's it. Just want to make you aware of that situation because I think one of you said that when the pool goes down, you get the calls. It's one of those city issues that is very sensitive.
Okay, move on. Item 12. Council may go into a closed session under Iowa Code 21.5(1)(c) to discuss strategy within legal counsel concerning a matter presently in litigation. We'll come out of that meeting, and then we'll act on it, and then we'll go into closed session for another time for the sale of real estate property. So, do we have a motion to go into closed session?
So moved.
We have a motion by Collister, seconded by Rickerl.
Jen? See you.
Take the roll.
Rickerl,
Yes.
Lyon,
Yes.
Collister.
Yes.
Ehlinger.
Yes.
Bennett.
Yes.
Simonson.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, well, we're back out of closed session. Do we have any motion regarding that?
I'll make a motion to proceed as advised by legal counsel in closed session.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Ehlinger. We have no discussion. Take the roll.
Lyon,
Yes.
Collister.
Yes.
Ehlinger.
Yes.
Bennett.
Yes.
Simonson.
Yes.
Rickerl.
Yes.
Okay, next item is to go back into closed session to discuss the sale or purchase of particular real estate under 21.51J.
So moved.
We have a motion by Simonson, seconded by Rickerl, to go into closed session. Go ahead and take the roll.
Collister,
Yes.
Ehlinger,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Simonson,
Yes.
Rickerl,
Yes.
Lyon.
Yes.
Okay, we're in closed session. All right, we're back. Do we have a motion on the closed session?
How do you
Just
phrase
say I'll
it?
make a motion to proceed as discussed in closed session. And I'm not making that motion.
Make a motion to proceed as discussed during the closed session.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All right. We have a motion by Lyon, we have a second by Bennett. We have no discussion, take the roll.
Ehlinger,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Simonson,
Yes.
Rickerl,
Yes.
Lyon,
Yes.
Collister.
No,
Okay, motion passes. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
so moved.
Second.
We have a motion, motion by Collister, seconded by Bennett. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed? We're adjourned.